Hey everyone, Matt here. Welcome back to the channel. So there's been a lot of exciting things going on in the electric vehicle world, and I just thought I wanted to share with you. So let's get started. So first thing will be the revamping of the EV tax credit. So it's been going through Congress right now to bring back the EV tax credit across the whole EV lineup. Those of you who know, it's that Tesla's ran dry about a year and a half or so ago. It originally started at $7,500, then it kept getting cut in half again and again until eventually it just depleted. But the proposed bill, which would be what I describe as a three-tier system, would bring the EV tax credit back for Tesla and also be higher for other automakers. So the first tier is a flat $7,500 for all electric vehicles. And the second tier would increase that an EV tax credit from $7,500 to $10,000, caveating that the vehicle is made in the US. And there's also a third tier of an additional $2,500 to $12,500, assuming that the vehicle is made by union workers. So what does that mean for Tesla owners or future Tesla owners if the bill passes? That you could qualify for up to $10,000 tax credit potentially, which is huge. There's another caveat as well that the vehicle itself has to MSRP for less than $80,000. So overall, that's pretty reasonable. But if you're looking to buy that fully decked out F-150 Lightning or a Plaid Series Model S or Model X, I'm sorry, it won't qualify for it. But I've been keeping close tabs on him. Just waiting to see, hopefully, if it passes. So next, speaking of the F-150 Lightning, Ford just recently unveiled its brand new electric F-150, which they've deemed the Lightning. I know some people weren't too happy about calling it the Lightning because I don't know if you grew up watching Fast and Furious. The first time I've ever seen the Lightning, it was a sport truck, just a single row, three-seater. Supercharged sport truck. But for the fact that they called it the Lightning for their new EV truck, it's pretty fitting. Base price is around $40,000, but that's for its commercial grade variant, which gets up to 230 miles. Or you can get their extended battery, which allows it to go up to 300 miles. So price can start anywhere from $40,000, like I said, for the commercial variant, or you can go all the way up to its Platinum series, which costs just slightly above $90,000. But Marcus Brownlee recently put out a video. He was able to get hands-on with the new Platinum series F-150 Lightning, and he started with that the truck that they gave him to video and all that. It had a charge on the battery of over 360 miles, and it was at 80%. Because something that Ford apparently didn't release to the public is, so those EPA estimated ranges of 230 and 300, that's with assuming a 1,000-pound payload in the truck. I think the big reason for this, because Ford kind of didn't want to under-promise and under-deliver with this truck, because they want people to be more adapted to this electric F-150. Because not only is the F-150 the best-selling truck in the entire country, it's the best-selling vehicle, period, in the entire country. They sell over 1 million trucks a year, so that's pretty impressive. So they kind of want to hit the ground running and just make sure they do this right. Seeing those numbers, if you could get anywhere between a 350 and 400 plus mile range out of that truck for around maybe 50 grand. I think that's a winner. That might be a pretty good Tesla competitor. So also, the F-150 Lightning is set to come out about summer of 2022, so next year. So next is the Plaid Model S delivery event on June 3rd. So Elon recently tweeted about a week ago that there was going to be this huge delivery event for the Plaid Model S on June 3rd. So next Thursday at the factory in Fremont, which is huge because originally the Model S refresh as a whole wasn't set to be delivered until sometime around October or November. So with this, there's a lot of hype around the event itself. So people are, I guess I'm kind of guilty of this myself. A lot of people are hoping that You know, maybe he'll show off the Plaid S, he'll show off its insane 1.990 to 60 time, which that's pretty impressive for a big sedan. But I guess for me, what I'm kind of hoping is that, you know, Elon will show off the S for a little bit, and then he'll be like, oh, got another surprise for you. You know Elon, you know how he does that. And then maybe he'll just reveal the updated Cybertruck with, hopefully, reveal some specs, maybe an updated delivery timeline. We'll see. We'll see what happens on June 3rd. Like I said, the Model X itself, though, the refresh Model X, unfortunately, that's still showing delivery dates of January and February of 2022 on Tesla's website as of this morning. So only one that I know of refresh has been spotted in the wild. It's red with the black interior, 5-seat interior, and with the updated yoke steering wheel, it looks pretty solid. So overall, I'm looking forward to the refresh Model X. Something else big that just dropped is starting this month, the month of May, Model 3s and Model Ys will no longer include radar. Tesla has invented something they call Tesla Vision, which basically gets rid of the radar, and now the autopilot, enhanced autopilot, full self-driving will solely rely on just the cameras. One of the pushes for this was it takes a lot of computing power for the Tesla to interpret the data that comes from the radar and the data that comes from the cameras. So now with just using cameras, it'll be just a single point function for the autopilot and the full self-driving. People have already started taking delivery, and there's a couple videos posted about the Tesla Vision as well. And from what I gather from it, apparently it's a lot smoother. The phantom braking is a lot less. I haven't even heard of any reports of phantom braking under the new Tesla Vision. So maybe this might be a huge step forward for full self-driving. At the moment, the summon feature and the lane keep warning assist are temporarily deactivated, but Tesla does promise that it will be reinstated in a software update later this year. So, and also included with some of these deliveries, also Tesla's now announcing that the camera that is just right above the rearview mirror will now be used to interpret your eyes while you are driving. There's a few videos floating around there as well that kind of show how the camera interprets your eyesight. It can determine whether you're looking left or right or not directly at the road. Somehow they've also been able to, it can see through your sunglasses as well. I'm curious how that's gonna work. I wear sunglasses all the time during the day when I'm driving, so we'll see if it can see me looking down, if I look at something down my phone, or if I look off at something off in the distance. But Tesla does promise too that the data that's collected won't leave the vehicle if you don't have file sharing enabled. So if you do, then all the data that's collected will end up being shared. So just keep that in mind. So just recently, actually yesterday, Tesla submitted a bunch of patent applications in regards to the Cybertruck. This is exciting for me, someone that has I have a tri-motor Cybertruck on order, so hearing this news was pretty exciting. One of the patents being for the armored glass. For anyone that's watched the premiere event back in November 2019, you see Franz throwing that steel ball at the glass and it breaks, and you kind of see Elon's that look on his face of watching it shatter, because it kind of surprised him. But I'm going to read some of from my little talking points here. So the armored glass itself is composed of 2 layers of glass. The first one is an inner chemically strengthened glass with a thickness of anywhere from 0.5 millimeter all the way to 1.1 millimeters thick. And there's also an outer glass, which is non-soda lime low CTE high densification glass. No clue what that is, but that sounds cool. And that has a thickness of anywhere from 2 to 5 millimeters thick. So if you take the maximum thickness for both of these pieces of glass, that could be over 6 millimeters, which that's a pretty thick piece of glass for an automobile. But not only do they plan to use this armored glass on their Cybertruck, but there's apparently plans to dish it out to some of the rest of the Tesla fleet as well. So you could see the entire sexy lineup with armored glass. And something else to mention too about this armored glass is it's also the 2 layers themselves, they're joined by energy absorbing adhesive. And the whole thing behind this armored glass is they want to reduce or eliminate altogether chips and cracks, which that would be a huge money saver down the road. Because I don't know how many times I've been driving down the road and there's some huge semi just kicking rocks in my car, just chipping the hell out of it. And combined with the Cybertruck's cold rolled stainless steel, same that's used in the Starship, you're buying a tank for 70 grand or 40 or 50, depending on which variant you got. So that'll be exciting. So another patent application that's also been revealed is the solar powered tonneau cover for the Cybertruck. I know Elon teased about that maybe about a year and a half or so ago, that with the tonneau cover closed with solar panels on top of it, you might be able to get like up to 30 to 40 miles a day. And then he kind of backtracked on that on Joe Rogan's podcast earlier this year, that he wasn't going to do that just because, honestly, unless the angle of the sun and the Cybertruck bed are in perfectly aligned, that you're honestly, even max, you get maybe 15 miles a day. But with the patent application pending, we don't know much about it. We have no idea how much it's going to cost, what the range per day is going to be under optimal conditions. So we're kind of in the dark on that one, but I'm kind of glad to see that Tesla's moving forward with that. It's a unique feature. It's something I've never heard of. A tonneau cover that protects all the stuff that's in the truck bed of your vehicle, in the vault as they call it, and it can just be simply rolled into the truck and completely hidden to avoid like damage or people messing with it. So finally, the biggest possible surprise coming forward, the possibility that the Cybertruck tri-motor's range might be revealed. So what does that mean? So their third and not their final one, but one of their third patent application, it was an update to their new UI, or their user interface, and it shows pictures of the Cybertruck center console of the screen. And one of the things that's specifically highlighted, if you look in the corner, it shows the range, and it shows over 600 miles on a charge. And if that's true, if that turned out to be true, because originally it was supposed to be 500 plus, which technically that's true, but so seeing a vehicle, a truck that gets over 600 miles to a charge is huge. I know Ford promised with their F-150 Lightning like up to 300 miles for a charge. We might get some more based off if you're not towing anything, but 600 miles is a lot, especially if they start using those new 4680 batteries are expected to roll out here hopefully sometime at the end of the year. So, but there's something that's I've been curious about that. I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you think about this. So what do you think is the possibility of Tesla renaming the tri-motor Plaid but upping the price? And I know that sounds absolutely crazy, but you take a look at some of its competitors. You have the new F-150 Lightning, which max price is $90,500. You have Rivian's new R1T, max price of around $95,000. You have the new Hummer, which make a max price of maybe around $120,000, $125,000. And then you have the Cybertruck, which if you don't get full self-driving, you could maybe be looking around a max price of $75,000, depending on the options you get. But getting a $70,000 truck with 600 possible miles of range for 70 grand, that's a bargain. So I'm just curious what Elon's going to do about that. Maybe blame it on cost of materials or something increase, especially with COVID and all that, everything going on. But what do you think about that in the let me know in the comments. Do you think that Elon's going to rename the tri-motor Cybertruck Plaid and maybe increase the price like 10 grand? Because don't get me wrong, even at 80, that's still a bargain, but just the fact that he already promised 70, like that's the number I'm stuck with. Because 70 is insane. Like I know people might not like the looks of it. I know I've gotten a lot of hate when I tell people that I reserved one, but like I said, for 70 grand, 600 miles of range, 2.9 seconds, 0 to 60 time, and a big armored tank, you can't beat that. So overall, that's everything I got for you today. If you enjoyed the video, please hit that like button. If you enjoyed the content, feel free to subscribe to enjoy future content coming down the road. Like I said, I got the Cybertruck tri-motor on order. I can't wait to get my hands on that thing, and So as soon as I pick it up, I'll be filming it. So don't want to miss out. All right.